Well, Mr. Kirchner from Labware, his big dream and mission is to have a 450 mile an hour, 500 mile an hour Streamliner. And it's been a very complex process, and everybody here at the garage shop's been very busy putting these things in place to make these visions come true. I believe in engineering driven answers and science, and I believe in surrounding myself with people that can do that, and people that are smarter than I am, and the technology's out there to really apply the science to the production. And that's what we've been working very hard on here at the garage shop for the last year. We have 4 engineers now, which that group is led by my son, Spencer Brown. And he's got a great group of guys around him that they're doing all their rapid prototyping, FEA. They're working with Corvette Engineering on the design of the body for the Streamliner. So what Mr. Kirchner and I decided to do is we built the Roadsters to get an introduction to the Motec systems, which are identical for the most part of what's going to be on the Streamliner. But we also had another problem, finding a dyno that can dyno a 3,000 horsepower engine for a minute and a half to simulate a run at Bonneville found to be very difficult, and to get real world type information. So in working with Steve Morris Engines up in Michigan, we all decided that the engine program for the Streamliner, there'll be Noonan Pro Chargers Hemis, which is a tough package to begin with. There's a lot of issues from going 1,000 feet or a quarter mile in a drag car to going 5 miles at Bonneville. We have a list compiled, and we're addressing each one of those issues with Mr. Morris. And so what they do is they're going to build this engine. They'll run it on a water brake dyno, kind of a mule engine. Get that kind of sorted out. We're really not concerned about horsepower out of the box as much as we are durability and identifying what's going to be a problem past a quarter mile. And there's heat and oiling and fuel and all those different things all have to be real happy and work together. And then the next step would be going to Mr. Morris's Eddy dyno, which we can run a 90-second simulated run from Bonneville, which we will collect a lot of that data that will be programmed into that from the Roadster and kind of modified a bit for the Streamliner. So the Pro Mod car is the last step for these Steve Morris Hemis. We'll go to Cape Canaveral. We can run 1.5 miles there. This car here is going to be a 70 Plymouth Duster, carbon fiber body, and also I'm thinking this car should go bottom side of 300 in 1.5 miles. So we'll see how that works out. I mean, that's a pretty high target, but it's an uberly lightweight vehicle with a lot of horsepower, and there's a lot of really good people in engineering and fabrication behind it. And that'll be a great last test for these engines before they go into the Streamliner.